Stop right there. Don't scroll, don't move. I need you to look at your life for a second. That feeling that you're running in circles, that bad luck that seems a little too consistent, that glass ceiling you hit every time you're about to level up. Most of you think you're just unlucky, or that the universe is testing you. But what if I told you that you've already signed the paperwork for your own misery? What if I told you that you sold your soul before you were even old enough to speak your own name? Yeah, we're going there. Today we're talking about unconscious pacts. Because the scariest contracts aren't signed in blood and a crossroads at midnight. They're signed in incense, holy water, and I do's. Welcome back to the Witch Academy. This is where we stop playing nice with spirituality. Today we talk about the chains you're wearing right now. Let's start with the big one, baptism. Oh, it's just a beautiful ceremony for a baby. Is it? Let's look at it through the lens of high magic. You take a sentient being, a child with a clean slate, and you perform a ritual of cleansing from original sin. In magical terms, you are performing a binding ritual. You are claiming that soul for a specific egregore before it has the agency to choose. When that water hits your forehead, you aren't just joining a community. You are entering a legal, spiritual contract. You're telling the unseen realms, this battery belongs to this specific grid. And then you wonder why, at 25, 30, 40 years old, you try to practice witchcraft or manifestation, and it feels like you're shouting into a void. It's because your line is already occupied. You're trying to call the universe, but the church has you on a permanent collect call, siphoning your frequency. That's an unconscious pact. You didn't sign it, your parents did. But in the spirit world, ignorance isn't an excuse. It's a vulnerability. Wait, it gets worse. Think about the weddings you've been to. Till death do us part. People say those words like they're a romantic movie script. In magic, words are vibrational blueprints. When you stand at an altar, which is a ritual table by the way, and you swear an oath in the eyes of God, or forever, you aren't just talking to your partner. You are sealing your astral body to theirs. Have you ever wondered why some people can't get their life together after a divorce? Why their finances, that 10 of Pentacles inverted, just collapse? It's because the ritual was never undone. The contract is still active in the higher courts. You're still paying spiritual alimony to a person you haven't seen in a decade. You're walking around with invisible leashes attached to your throat, dragging the weight of dead promises, broken oaths, and holy water that turned into vinegar years ago. I want you to feel this for a second. Think about your bank account. Think about your love life. That Ace of Cups inverted. That's the leak. That's the hole in your heart that never fills up, no matter how much self-care you do. Why? Because you've been pledged. Maybe it wasn't a church, maybe it was a family tradition. In this family, we are always poor, but honest. In this family, women always suffer. Those aren't just sayings, guys. Those are ancestral oaths. Every time you repeat them, you are clicking, I agree, on a terms and services agreement that is bankrupting your soul. So you're sitting there thinking, is she serious? Can a few words or some water really ruin my life? In the spiritual world, energy is the only currency that matters. These gods, these egregores, these ancestral shadows, they don't want your money. They want your will. They want your energy to fuel their own survival. When you live under an unconscious pact, you are essentially a battery for a system you don't even believe in anymore. Have you ever noticed how some religious institutions are obscenely wealthy while their followers struggle to pay rent? That's not just bad economics. That's a massive global-scale vampiric circuit. You are giving them your devotion, your fear, and your amen. And they are converting that into money for themselves, leaving you with nothing. You feel exhausted for no reason. You feel blocked. You feel like there is a glass wall between you and the life you actually want to live. That wall, that's the contract. It's the fine print that says you can have success, but only if it serves the hive. And if your soul wants something different, the system shuts you down. And here is the wound I need to poke. Most of you are passing these contracts down to your kids right now. Every time you say, "That's just how it is in our family," or you take them to participate in rituals just to please the grandparents, you are signing their names in the same ledger of debt. Your connection to the source is being choked. You're trying to manifest a new car, a new house, a soulmate, but the spiritual customs office is seizing your packages because you have outstanding debts from a baptism in 1999 or a blood oath your great-grandfather made to survive a war. You aren't broken, you're just mortgaged. And today, we're going to file for spiritual bankruptcy and take your power back. You didn't come here for vibes. You came here for results. Since these pacts were made through ritual, word, and element, they must be broken through ritual, word, and element. You cannot think your way out of a legal contract. You have to revoke it. Here is the process. Do not do this half-heartedly. 1. The preparation, the elements. You need a black candle to absorb and dissolve, a bowl of salt water to neutralize, a piece of paper, and a drop of your blood. This isn't about asking for permission. This is a declaration of independence. 2. The identification, the ledger. Write down every authority you've ever bowed to, every church, every cult, every family curse, every ex-lover you swore to love forever. List them. Be specific and add a drop of your blood to the paper once your list is done. 3. The revocation, the word. You must speak this aloud. Your voice is the frequency that ripples through the astral planes. You will say, "By my own will and as a sovereign being of the universe, I hereby revoke, annul, and dissolve every contract, oath, and pact I have made, knowingly or unknowingly, with any entity, egregore, or bloodline that seeks to siphon my energy. I return your blessings and I take back my debt." 4. The severance, the fire. Burn that paper. Watch the ink and your blood disappear. As the smoke rises, visualize the invisible golden and silver cords snapping off your chakras. Every leak in you is being sealed with the fire of your own wands. 5. The return to source. Dump the ashes into the salt water and throw it away. Outside your house, don't look back. You are resetting your life to 0. You are finally building your own wealth, not someone else's. The moment you do this, expect a test. The system doesn't like losing its best batteries. You might get a random call from a toxic family member or feel a sudden wave of guilt. That's just the spiritual debt collector knocking. Ignore them. If you want to know more about the specific entities that run these religious traps, comment "Unbound" below. I'm watching Who's Ready to Wake Up. Stay dark, stay sovereign. I'll see you in the next video.